Hello, my lovely humans, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I'm so happy to see you today. I'm coming at you from the comfort of my fleece blanket. This is an Animal Crossing one that I love. You might be able to see. This is Isabelle. I think it's her tail. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her tail. And this is her head. And my Pikachu Squishmallow. I thought I would just come on and hang out with you guys for a little bit and just chit chat. And just kind of remind everybody that it's okay to have days that aren't as good, you know, or have moments that aren't as good. And you can wake up and have, have had a bad dream, or just like wake up and for some reason feel off. And you can like have a good cry or whatever you need to do, and you can also move on from it, and you don't have to stay in that feeling all day. But if you do, then that's okay too. Just like it's okay to feel things. It's okay to, to let ourselves feel things, to not like push them down and bottle them up. And yeah, I think we all need that reminder sometimes, that you can feel something that's not necessarily positive without falling into a dark place perpetually and, crying about it, or just, even if you don't know why you're crying, like, you're allowed to do that, you should do that. It's good. It's cathartic. Let it out. Talk. Even if you don't want to talk to somebody, just talk to yourself, journaling can help so much, like just writing down all of your thoughts. I've done that at different points, even when like I couldn't come up with a coherent like journal entry, like, it wasn't like a dear diary. What I would do is and I find this very like cathartic, not to say it again, but is to make bubbles, like thought bubbles kind of, and just write down different things that you're thinking. Like, it doesn't have to have any sort of coherency to it. It's not something that you're showing to other people. So it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. And it doesn't even have to make sense to you. It's not really meant for you to go back and read it. It's just for you to get it out, for you to like get that out on the paper. And you can do little bubbles off of those bubbles with, more thoughts, bullet point type things. Maybe there's something that you want to do, like you want to try to solve a problem. Well, you can write down all the complexities of the problem that's in your head, and having it on the paper helps, Sometimes having it written out helps you to realize that, like, maybe you're overreacting, or maybe you're jumping to an extreme. I have a really bad tendency to do that. That's actually one of my biggest flaws, is I jump to extremes. I react very, very strongly to things. And sometimes my reaction, while justified to have a reaction, it's disproportionate, everything is life and death. Everything is serious and world ending, and sometimes it's not. It feels like it is, but sometimes it's not. And sometimes you can sit and you can like count your blessings and realize that this thing is hard for you to go through, and maybe it's not fair, and obviously you'd rather not go through it. You'd rather not have it happen to you, but you're also extremely lucky because of this, this, and this, or you're extremely blessed because of this, this, and this. These things, or these people, or these, pets, whatever, make life doable. They're helping you through a hard time, and like realizing that they're helping you through a hard time, sometimes you can be like, the good outweighs the bad. Because when you're upset, it's so easy to just feel like it's only bad. To feel like the bad is all there is. And like there's no hope, But in reality, you're hyper focused, you're fixated on that one thing, and you're just tuning out all of the good things. So I thought, everybody could use that reminder sometimes. And also, this is just from a self-care perspective, because you guys know that is one of the biggest things that I push on my channel that I always want to remind you guys of, is that, taking that time for yourself. I always say, at least taking 5 minutes a day. Even if you don't have time, you can make 5 minutes to do something that's going to bring you joy and something that's not for anybody but yourself. And I push that so hard because I feel like fundamentally as people, this is like a flaw that we have. This is like so many people, and especially I feel like the type of people that are drawn to crochet and drawn to my channel, I feel like we're very empathic people. We feel like we have to take on everyone else's problems, and we feel like we have to solve everyone else's problems, and we have to take care of everyone else. And sometimes you just need to take care of you. And there's not always someone else that's going to do that for you. You have to take care of yourself. The saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup, and that's extremely true. If you want to help other people, you have to be whole yourself, and you have to be healthy and safe and stable and caring about yourself too. You can't just care about other people, And anyway, I got a little sidetracked, but what I was saying is, today I had a rough morning. I was having nightmares last night, and I woke up and just had that cloud hanging over me. Guys, if you can hear the sound, there is a brown paper bag on the floor down here, and Yuri is playing in it. She absolutely loves bags. It doesn't matter if it's plastic bag, paper bag, anything, and boxes, anything like that. They are obsessed. Both of my cats are obsessed. But if you hear that sound, that's what that is. Anyway, I was having a rough morning, a rough start to my day, and I got up. I had a good cry. A cry that I needed to have, that I had kind of been holding in, that the thing you shouldn't do. But I had a good cry, and I talked, and it was just me and the cats. And I talked to my little Mario plushie, which is right there. And you see it's still wrapped in the paw print blanket that my sister got for me after he passed away. And afterwards, after a good while, I calmed myself down, talking it out, crying. I think it was something I really needed to do. I needed to release, and feel and work through it, And I was like, okay, time to start my day. I don't want to wallow in it. Which, if you need to, that's fine. That's totally fine. And you should, if you need to do that. But I felt like I worked through it a bit, and I felt like I was in a good place to move on with the rest of my day. And I was like, okay, I don't want to wallow in it. So, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to I got, a YouTube video up. I, got my caption already, got the title already. I had already actually edited it together last night. So it was pretty easy to get it up this morning. That's what she said. But anyway, a lot of times I do my editing in the morning and then I post my video. But I'm trying to get better about being a step ahead, because if I upload them the day before, they have time to process in HD so that they are better quality when they first go up, so that some people aren't catching them in really bad potato quality. If you guys haven't noticed, sometimes that happens. I don't know what the cats are doing in there, but I just heard something thunk. And then I was like, okay, I am going to go get myself my fleece blanket and my Pikachu Squishmallow out of bed. I actually have a couple fleece blankets in bed and also a couple Squishmallows. I love comfy, cuddly things. And I was like, I'm gonna, take those to my desk, and I'm gonna just get started with my day and, be comfy. And then I also, also got chili going, because I was like planning on making chili today already, and I was like, oh, do I really feel like making chili now? I had a rough morning, you know? And I was like, actually, like, getting up and making the chili is probably a good way to kind of start turning around the day. You know, it's something that I can focus on, it's something that's hands-on, and I find a lot of times when you're upset, and it doesn't have to be sad, it can be stressed out, just like struggling in general, like depression. It doesn't have to be for a reason. I find that trying to do something, like something tangible that you can look at, like I made that, I did that, whatever it is, when you're done with it, you can feel this like sense of pride that you completed something. It actually is very helpful, at least to me. So I knew going in there and cutting up the onions and cutting up the peppers and, you know, getting, browning the meat before I put it in there and doing that process of all the things that you do to make chili, I knew that it would feel like I was accomplishing something. And now, you know, I've got dinner going in the crock pot for later, and I did all that work for it, and it's already done, and I feel like I started out my day good and already accomplished something today. So, that's something that is like something I recommend anyway, and obviously every person's different. What works for one person may not work for you, but if you're having a hard time, I really recommend finding something to do. And it doesn't have to be huge. Like, it can be, you know, celebrating a small victory. Like I said, I went and made chili and put it in the crock pot. It wasn't, you know, some crazy thing. It's something people do every day. But I accomplished a full task, you know, of getting it all in there and getting it ready. And now dinner is going to be ready later, and I don't have to do anything more for it. So it's finished. And that gives me just a positive note to continue on, to build off of. And even if you only do that one thing that day, you can be like, you feel like you accomplished something. It's better than, you know, if you're depressed and you're laying in bed or whatever and you don't do anything all day. When, you know, the night comes, you feel like crap. Like, you feel like I wasted my whole day, and it compounds with the feelings that you already had that day, you know? And if you can just get up and accomplish one thing, like even just getting up and taking a shower, you know, doing something, then that'll really help. And that comes from that thought process comes from a place of struggling with depression, because depression is something that I've always struggled with. And right now, you know, I'm currently kind of dealing with a loss, so that's a bit different. But like, these thought processes and like advice or ideas that I wanted to remind you guys of, or maybe present to you if you've never heard them before, they come from a place of a lifelong battle and my experience. So my experience is these things help, and these reminders are extremely helpful. I was actually sitting here really like upset, you know, this morning, and holding my Mario plushie, and it was after I had talked to him and everything, and I was just kind of sitting here, you know, holding him and occasionally crying a little bit still. And I looked over, and I like to put like motivational quotes or like inspirational, not necessarily quotes, but just like words of affirmation or reminders or things like that. And I have a little card over here that says, "Just breathe. You will survive this. You will be okay." And in that moment, it really struck me when I was sitting there. Like, I was just sitting here, like, with my head like this, and I happened to, like, shift my eyes up and read the note. And I'll take a picture and, like, insert it, or I'll take a little video clip and insert it or something, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It was actually, from a company, well, I say a company, a small business, it's a person, called Sugar High, which I will also put their name in the description box of this video if I remember. If I don't, remind me if you want it. But she does like motivational isn't really the word that I'm looking for. Like, I don't know, kind of like therapeutic words, like positive reminders, like, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know, but she does like backgrounds for your phone and your computer and like stuff like that, just art that are like positive quotes to go along with it. Like, okay, here, let me My phone is in the way. Let me aim you at the ceiling for 2 seconds. I have some saved on my computer, so I'll go to that album. Just need to remember what album it's in. Is it quotes and affirmations? I mean, I do have some of them in here. Okay, for example, I'm gonna put you back. For example, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go to the phone screen section. So she does, I'm a patron of hers on Patreon, which is where you donate like, you know, $1 or $5 or whatever a month. And it just whatever you want. Usually there's tiers, and then you like support them. You support artists or content creators or whatever. And she does like things for your phone or your computer, like lock screens and things like that. So there's one that's just, it says, "I am calm and safe in this moment." There's one that says, "It's okay to have bad days." There's a jellyfish with like little rainbow tentacles, and it's all sparkly. She does like really cutesy art style, which that's the reason that I love her stuff. But I also really, really like things that are encouraging you to get through it and validating your emotions. It says, "My illness is invisible, not imaginary," which I think a lot of people in our community have, you know, chronic illnesses and things like that, so you probably relate to that. Spooky vibes, but cry sometimes. It's a Halloween one, and she just has really cute art. There's one that says, "You'll be all right." There's one that says, "You are not your feelings." What's this one? "Everything will be owl right," and the little cute icon is of an owl. There's those ones, and I follow another artist that I really love. Oh man, what is her name? It's like Kate. Is it the latest Kate? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's the latest Kate. I will also put her name down in the description box. She does absolutely phenomenal art, and with like a mental health, like encouraging positive mental health kind of spin on them. Like I'll just read some of them, but you guys definitely need to like look them up. So you can see the imagery that goes along with them. And like I said, I'll try to pop some up over here, and obviously I take no credit for the artwork. It is the latest Kate's artwork, and she also has like a Patreon and stuff. She has a Facebook page too. But this one says, "It's okay to focus on getting through today. You are worthy of kindness and care. I know it can be hard to see yourself, so take it from a rainbow T-Rex. You're actually pretty fucking great." And obviously the art for that one is a rainbow T-Rex. And there's one that's a fish swimming through a pond, and it's like, "You got this no matter what. Your life is not impossible. It's just a difficult moment. You have an amazing track record of surviving difficult things." That one is always a really good reminder that you've survived everything in your life. Every moment that you thought you couldn't get through, you've survived it. Like, you've made it through it. Times are tough, but you are too. Ooh, she's doing a desk calendar for 2024. Oh, that would be so cool. It's going to have 300 kind and encouraging illustrations. Oh my gosh, can I buy this? Hang on, now I'm distracted. Oh, I think you can. I'm going to have to put that on my wish list so that I can get that before 2024. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. That would be a freaking awesome desk calendar. So if you want like a daily reminder, that you can, every day you can pull off, those little desk calendars that have like the pages you pull off, every day, or flip back. She's making one of those. That would be really, really nice. You are not a burden. You're a person with needs, and that's completely normal. You've handled every single day of your life. You can do this. These difficult days won't consume your whole existence. You have a lot of good life left to live. Difficult days always end. You can do this. Bad days just happen. You're not trapped. You won't always feel like this. But, you get the idea. I don't remember why I even brought that up. Oh, right. Because I have a thing over here, and seeing it in that moment, it literally was like, those moments in the movies where like time kind of slows down and everything else goes out of focus, and you look at it and it just like clicks in that moment, Just breathe. You will survive. You will be okay. And I was like, I literally like felt it. Like I like heard it like reverberate through me. I'm like, I'll be okay. And so I totally recommend having like little positive like reminders for yourself, even if it's just something you jot down. Like you don't have to buy anything, even if it's just something you jot down on like a sticky note or piece of paper and tape it to your fridge or whatever and tape it to your wall. Sometimes it can be just the thing that you need in that moment. You happen to look at it, and like if you have something taped up or put up somewhere, or even like a lock screen on your phone or your computer, you're gonna look at it and it's gonna kind of be a repetitive thing that kind of goes into your head. It's never a bad idea to have positive things going into your head, even passively, even if you're not sitting here taking a minute to like really think about it and like am I gonna be okay, like I need to like think about this, like just passively taking in positive information, positive reminders is such a big deal. And on that note, I will also say something that has been a huge life changer for me over probably the last like 5 years, is being aware of what kind of content I consume. And by content, I mean what kind of TV, what kind of, stuff is playing on the news, on the radio, the type of people that I'm around, or the type of people that I have on my like social media, the type of things that they post, or the type of pages that I follow. Because like I was saying, passively seeing those positive things is really like good for you, but passively seeing those negative things, those sad things, those angry things, people that hate the world, the people that that are just not good for you, like the things that they say make you feel gross and uneasy, unhappy, scared, disgusted. Like if you get these negative feelings, like say you have somebody on your social media, they just post the stuff that they post just constantly makes you feel uneasy, not good. Like, you're totally fine, you're scrolling through, and anytime you see this person's posts, it just like kind of brings you down. Give it a thought if you really need that person on your social media. And it can even be somebody that like, you're not trying to just cut them out of your life entirely, but maybe they don't need to be on your social media. And maybe, you need to go in the settings or something and make it so that you don't see their posts. You can do that. But the type of content that we allow into our heads every day that plays and we hear it and we're not even paying attention, I feel like it really influences our mood. It influences the way that we feel. So that's something to keep in mind, just to, give it a thought. Maybe it doesn't affect you as much as it affects me, but that really affects me. I don't follow the news very much anymore. I used to, especially when I was in high school. I was like one of those people that was obsessed with that stuff. Like I would talk every day about whatever was on like the headlines, when I would get on my computer. Like that would be like something I would talk about that day. But I noticed as time went on that there's just a lot of really messed up stuff. And yes, it's important like to somewhat be aware of what's going on, but also I just most of it is not something I can do anything about, and it really brought me down. Like it affects me a lot. So I just don't, you know? And that's a good decision for me. That's something that works for me. It may not work for you, but anyways, I hope that you guys were okay with this rambling kind of style video. It is extremely off-brand. I've never done a video like this at all. If you didn't care for it, then just kind of, move on and don't say anything, because I don't really want you to be mean to me. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure you let me know in the comments, because that's good to know. But I hope that you got something positive and helpful from this video. Hopefully I made you think about something that you maybe hadn't thought about before, or had a reminder of something that you have heard before but weren't doing. Maybe something that'll help you. But if nothing else, take away from it that it's okay to have feelings, and that you shouldn't bottle them up. It's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to have an off morning, or an off day. You're a human being, and you are supposed to. You're supposed to. It's part of the human experience. And there's nothing wrong with you. You're not a bad person. That's just part of life. But you're going to get through it. You've gotten through everything else in your life. You have an awesome track record of getting through things in your life. So you've got this, whatever it is. Like I said, it could be something going on. It could be a specific event, but it could also just be everything. It could just be that life is hard, that things are heavy, that you're feeling weighed down, you're feeling depressed, whatever. But you've got this, and we're all here for you. This community is one of the best places to be, in my opinion, especially if you're struggling to go through things. You've got people that are going to lift you up, and people that are going to support you and motivate you and be inspiring to you, and creativity, and letting yourself, show your feelings and stuff through your art, through your fiber art, whatever you're doing. That can also be a really good outlet. So, all right, guys, I will let you go, because I have rambled for almost a half an hour, just kind of things that are on my mind, but I thought that it was on my heart to do it. So I hope that you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys again real soon. I love you guys so much, and imagine that this squishmallow is you, and I'm giving you a big hug. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!